Hello everyone and welcome for another video of Love and Wargames. In this video, we are going to take a look at the Dystopian Industrial Set for, well, not really dystopian wars actually, because this is made in anticipation for Armored Clash, which will be released in 2024, that has been announced, and it is going to be 15 millimeters, kind of like epic-ish scale war game based on the Dystopian Wars universe, that it's going to be all about land battles. So they already released some terrains that you can use for any other games. You can use them for Drop Zone Commander, for the new Legion Imperialists, for Net Epic, of course. If you don't know Net Epic, which is the fan-made version of Epic and Legion Imperialists, have a look. They are great, and everything is available in English as well, even though it's made by French people. And yeah, those are going to be very useful for all of these games. Even Flames of War, which is the right scale for this if you want, it absolutely can work. So I'm quite excited to see what is going to be inside, because they said that this is not going to be resin terrain, which is good, because resin terrain before they were quite small, like we've seen for the islands and the icebergs of Dystopian Wars. It is supposed to be modulable, so there are 3 times the sprue number 1 and 3 times the sprue number 2. So this is a little bit hard to imagine as it is. So this is why I think this unboxing is quite important, is to realize like what do you actually get inside. You have over 450 parts, but what do you actually have when you open the box? So without further ado, let's have a look at everything you can get. All right, so first of all, it feels quite well packed. There is an instruction guide, which I think is absolutely going to be necessary because of how everything is set up. Well, okay. So for those that want to know, this is the detail of sprue number 1, and this is the detail of sprue number 2. Oh my god, it seems difficult to assemble. I'm quite happy we have a pro painter that will take care of the business. So as promised, we have 3 times the sprue. I think this is the sprue number 2. It looks so complicated. Okay, it looks very modulable, but it also looks quite difficult to understand how to build. I'm saying this at my level. I'm not a builder, like I'm more in the gaming aspect of the game, and that's why we have painters and builders and stuff. But when I see this, I'm like stepping back a little bit, and I'm like, how does this happen? Okay, so what we're gonna do is we're not going to look right now at the detail of everything. We're just gonna take all the sprues out, make sure that there is no surprise. Indeed, there are now. You also have 3 times this sprue as well. That is quite a good amount of plastic. Look at how much there is. This is the thickest sprue that I've ever seen, just large blocks. And yeah, you need to combine them together. And let's have a quick look at the instructions, because that is probably what you really need. You have those, and yeah, you see they explain to you that you can combine stuff together to make different buildings. Okay, how to make an outer corner wall assembly. So you need to have these different pieces. Luckily, there are numbers installed. Do they put numbers everywhere here? Actually, no, you don't see on the sprue. It would be very convenient if they could put a little number like there, for example, to know what is what, but you will have to use the instructions as best you can. I would recommend probably to take a picture of this, take a picture of that, or just tear the page apart and then to scroll around. And yeah, as you can see, it's you repeat the process to add further corners. Okay, so it's extremely modulable. Indeed, as you can see, like you can add this and this, and you can make it however you want. Example building showing the use of multiple thickness structures and multi-level height. Wow. So okay, it's more like a kit for experienced players. Like, remember what we said about the islands? Like, yeah, like it's the good thing is that you can just drop it same as the icebergs and start to play. This is absolutely not like this. I have a little trouble understanding how easy and intuitive it is. Is it like kind of like Lego? You can start to pile them up together and it's going to work out fine? Or will you need to have a plan in advance? I think it's going to be a little bit more of the second, though I really like how much you can customize everything and make it however you want. Like, I mean, look at this building. It looks great. It looks great. And in the end, you have this kind of like drop fort of the Imperial Knights that you can drop and have some vehicles going out from the front. it will look great. One thing that I will say is that these examples that you see here, so those 4 buildings, it has been said on the social media on Facebook. Someone asked like, can you build all these things using only what you have on the sprue? And someone from the Warcradle team said this is not using every single sprue even. So they had even more to build on the side. So and I can believe, because just if we look at the roofs, you see we have like 1, 2, 3, 4 plus 8, 10, 12, 14. You have 14 roofs up there, plus the sides of the building and stuff. And if we only talk about roofs, so not talking about this huge thing that you can put and stuff, if we only talk about here, just on one sprue you have 16 roofs or side walls, etc. And so you're gonna have 48 in total of these little squares, so you can really build it however you want. It does seem really modulable. I would recommend, when you have this, I think I scroll slowly through every page, but do have a look at all of this, see how you can build your own stuff. But yeah, that is going to take a little bit of anticipation. I think the core of the building, you really need to have a plan and think, okay, do I want a building like this, like L shape? Do I want to make this super massive fortress with a bridge under that? It looks amazing. It's probably what I'm gonna ask to our painter. But you can really choose however you want. And then all the little details, like the little cannons, the little antennas and cranes and stuff, you can add them after you build the main thing with the plan. And then you can just be like, okay, I have some cranes, I have some antennas and stuff. Where do I want to put this or that stuff? That being said, when we have a look at the details themselves, I do quite like it. There are some little cannons there that are quite cute. I don't know yet if it's going to be playable in Armored Clash. If I can tease you guys, I can say that some war hosts of Dystopian Wars have access to early rules of Armored Clash. I cannot say anything except that it looks amazing. Like, cannot wait to share more things with you guys. I cannot tell you if buildings will have defense values or not. We're not at that level of detail yet. So there are some cannons. I think if they put it, it is going to have some use. So maybe don't glue them right yet if you plan to use this for Armored Clash. The quality is good, the detailing is good. Everything we kind of expect from a Warcradle now. It is a lot of flat surfaces, so it should be quite easy to paint. Especially this is probably the under part. And on the side of the walls, you can really have some more pleasure to really put some detailing if you want. I think otherwise just some brushing there is going to be absolutely fine. You can see the size of the door, which is going to be a door for a human. Quite larger than what we had in Dystopian Wars, door-wise, but it's normal because it's a different scale of the game. And when we have a look in detail of those, again, like a really good detailing here with all the windows. Yeah, I'm really looking forward to what we will have in Armored Clash when it gets announced and released. Okay, so 6 sprues seems like a quite fair deal. Like, I know that I've complained a little bit about the terrain for Dystopian Wars because it was a resin, and of course 300 grams or 500 grams of resin is going to cost a lot anyway. But here, plastic-wise, I think this is a great set of terrain, not only for Armored Clash, which is what I've been talking about, but I'm thinking about thicc, which is very popular alternative to Legion Imperialis, and they didn't have access to cheap terrain. They had to make them themselves or use the very old ones or the new ones of Wargames Workshop, which were very expensive. And they do use this square type of roofs to put their bases. And when I see this, I'm like, this can be an extremely good alternative for games such as Drop Zone Commander or thicc, because it's exactly what they need. It's relatively cheap for what it is. I think it's like 60 euros, but you can make a lot of terrains, which means if you buy 2 sets, you're gonna have way enough to make a full table of beautiful terrain. And so yeah, 60 euros. If you make the discount code of My Hobby Place, it's gonna be another minus 10%. So for about 100 euros, you're gonna have, if you buy this set twice, you can make a 4x6 table very easily. 4x6, it's 120 centimeters by 180. So yeah, really great value in this set. Overall, it's gonna be the first time that I say that I'm quite convinced by the terrain that Warcradle has released for the dystopian age. I hope they will release some more sets with more variations, because this is very much like the core of an industrial area, which makes sense when you read that. But hopefully there will be dystopian, I don't know, like civilian set or dystopian research set and this kind of thing. So we will have to wait and see what they're going to release next. But for now, even if it's the only set ever to be released for terrain in 50mm from Warcradle, I'm still very, very happy with this, because you will be able to buy this twice or thrice and make some very different buildings that will all look coherent with each other. Amazing set. I'm very happy I have it. We'll start to prepare some tables so that we are ready to make battle reports as soon as Armored Clash is released. Thank you for having watched this video. If you found it helpful, remember to give us a thumbs up. It makes us very happy. And remember as well to put a little comment. When you put a comment, it enters you to the current gaming contest of the season. So if you watch it early enough, it is still going to be a Crown battle fleet and an Alliance battle fleet. And if you watch it later on, like in February, March, etc., you will see it is another fleet that brings freedom across the seas. Thank you very much for having watched. Until the next video, remember to subscribe if you didn't do it yet, to take care of yourself and of those all around you. Bye!